Let's see, we got about 6 days, 5.5 days left until finals week, so let us go over what is coming up for SLCC, and that is going to include turning in and completing your unit project on Hamlet, and then of course the first time we have ever done a grade negotiation. So this video is going to walk you through both of those. Make sure that you log in and read through the announcement I posted after live class. I have suggested a sequence of events for you, and most importantly, in the assignment sheet and in announcements, you will find kind of a sequence of suggestion and kind of online workstations for you to work through. Because this project offers so much freedom, the last thing I want you to do is kind of get stuck like Hamlet and just be spinning your wheels for three hours of a play. I want you to have a really clear step forward. So the first step is to sit with your strong hypothesis, your strong inquiry question, and start gathering some evidence. So come in here, make a copy of this document, and check out my examples in here, and get all your evidence in one place so you can really look at it and find common themes and say, okay, what is the evidence telling me and what might be a possible answer to my investigation? Once you have that, I recommend that you spend some time free writing, just spending a moment processing what you've learned, what you want to explore, and what conclusions you have come to. Once you have an idea of your final conclusion and kind of know where you want to head, then you can start answering your inquiry and answering your investigation with your manifestation product. So that might be an illustration supported with a one-pager, that might be a Prezi, that might be a comparison and presentation of different performances of Hamlet. It's completely up to you. The most important thing is that you don't wait on it. This is not an hour-long project. This project was started on Monday, and you've got today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to finish it up. So about a solid 6 days. I don't need you to spend 30 hours on it, but I do expect that you're spending several hours on it. If you have questions or you have concerns about how you've designed your project, you feel like it's too big, or maybe you're worried it's not spicy enough, please talk to me. So looking at Unit 2, we are living in Section C. This is where you will hand in any of your work for your unit project, and the drop box is down here. If you are looking for kind of another critical look at Hamlet, this is a great interview with Benedict Cumberbatch. You might recognize him from Sherlock. But what's really interesting is there's lots of great clips from other productions in here, and they do a great job discussing some of the thematic elements, some of the acting choices, and a really cool moment when you actually see a female taking the place and playing Hamlet in the production. So that's pretty cool to see as well. So a little bit of information that might help trigger some thoughts. These are the same links that you've seen in the assignment sheet, but make sure that they are at your disposal. So the assignment sheet itself, the frequently asked questions, and most importantly, the rubric. I actually recommend that once you have your hypothesis figured out, that you spend some time with the rubric. Even though everyone's doing something different, we're measuring the same skills, and you can do that and make sure that you're on the right track by coming into the rubric and reading what it looks like for a 4 out of 4. This is an interesting point. A 3 out of 4 actually is a completion on this assignment. So even though we're usually looking for a 4 out of 4 for completion, for this project, if you earn a 3 out of 4, it will count as meeting expectations and complete. In this realm, a 4 out of 4 will be one step over, just totally exceeding expectations. So keep that in mind as well. Going back into Unit 2, Section C, you will now find the grade negotiation materials. Now I want to preface this before I open the document. This is not a 10-minute reflection. I know we do a lot of reflecting on our learning. I'm always encouraging you to kind of think about your progress, your growth, and I'm sure for many of you that those are kind of automatic habits that you have. I want to forewarn you that this negotiation is going to take probably the better part of an hour, maybe longer. Now, I don't expect that you're going to spend 5 hours on your negotiation. That's too much, but I do expect you to sit down with this for at least a solid hour. The first part of your negotiation is kind of gathering all of your work, your notebook, your writing, your self-reflections, looking through your progress, reading your feedback, and just kind of getting a lay of the land. What's also going to be important is to look at how much of the class you did complete. So that percentage in Blackboard is the percent of the assignments you have earned a completion on. So if you're right on track, you should be right around 100%. Obviously, based on the work that you did, your percent of the class completed is going to vary. So what work you actually did and completed say about your learning, your effort, your progress, and your growth? Spend some time with this. In this letter, I expect you to speak like a writer. However, you do get to use the first person. You can talk to me just like you would do in a face-to-face conference with a little bit more polish and poise. Spend some time reviewing the skills we've learned and the vocabulary that I've come to expect in you as scholars. Most importantly, it's probably going to be helpful to go back and review our class grade agreement. The syllabus is also here if you need to reference it, but the grade agreement is the important one. Part B, after you've gotten all your materials together and you've spent some time reflecting, Part B is where you actually write the letter. And I've broken this down into how I want it to be organized and kind of what points I want you to take. So the first part of your letter, what'd you learn in the class? In this section, you can speak a little more broadly, but I still want you pointing to specific standards and objectives from our work, both minor and major. What work did you do in order to prove that learning? This is a chance for you to get some evidence in here. You can use the snip tool, you can take screenshots, you can cite it with links. However you want to do it is fine, but it's not enough to just tell me how you feel you did. I need you to tell me how you know you did, and I need you to point to how you know it through evidence. That's very, very important to this assignment. You'll also see that I ask you kind of what you think your strengths are as a student. Consider your student habits, and consider going back to, and by consider I mean you need to, go back to your quarter 1 reflection that you turned in on week 10, right? What were your second quarter goals, and where have you kind of landed on that? The next part of your letter, this is your chance to tell me where you want to keep working on and where you want to grow. So, for example, where do you want to grow as a writer, reader, and thinker? This is a good chance for you to discuss slip-ups, mistakes, or habits you're still working on. I love this article that's linked here. It's 8 student habits that successful students don't have. So this is a great chance for you to kind of think about what you do and what you don't have. Something else I want you to think about, where do you want to keep growing as a scholar and student, right? How come, why, so what? The next section, this is your moment to shine. This is where you're going to go in and you're going to actually tell me in writing what grade you believe you have earned in this class and why. You can tell me what was, excellent for you, what was a struggle for you, what was successful, where do you feel like you fell short. This is also a good note here that if you ever see the MDs in your grade book, in your comments and feedback, that just means missed deadline. So as you're looking for the evidence of what grade you think you earned, and it doesn't always just come down to work being in on time or not, but that is a big part of being a student, is meeting deadlines, meeting expectations, and doing your best. So a chance to talk about this here. This is also your moment to address anything that you need to, right? Maybe you do need to talk about missing work or a sloppy notebook or missing deadlines, or this is a chance for you to talk about, I've been really consistent all semester. I worked really hard. I did this, I did that. Remember, really pointing to evidence. And then finally, your final thoughts on your learning growth or goals this semester. And then the last section, is there anything else that you want me to know about your efforts in class or the grade you think you earned? And then you can just do a closing and sign off your letter. I have some more requirements down here for you to look at. There is no word count on this letter. There's also no limit on how long it can be. If you follow my template, I imagine it would be pretty substantial. If you're ever concerned about the direction you're taking with your letter, please contact me, let me know. We can sit down and look on it. Obviously, we want to do that before the end of this week, and these are due. Let's kind of jump back and check out our calendar. Make sure we're all on the same page. Your grade negotiation letters are due next on Monday. So, grade negotiations are due, handed into the Dropbox, an editable Google Doc, no later than the end of the day, Monday, and that is December 18th. So some final encouragement, you totally have this under control. There is nothing you can't do. Sometimes it just comes down to time and effort, but a little bit of strategy mixed in there too. So if I can help with some of that strategy, or you want to sit and talk through things with me, I have office hours 2nd and 4th and 5th on Thursday. So that is 9:40 to 11, and then the next chunk is 12:50 to 3. Please come in and work with me. And if you need a miracle, if you just need some support, or you just need a little bit of hope, please let me know. I am here to do that for you. Other than that, this is your chance to shine, to do the work that you are capable of, and to just make something you're proud of. Stay excited on your projects, don't let the stress get to you, and most importantly, eat well, sleep well, and take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for all you do.